The post-millennial posts a video of a little child in America screaming, "I can't breathe in this mask." Little girl, because she's forced to wear one outside of her house by her own family because she's got to go to that yellow bus, which has become a symbol of going to prison for conformity, mass conformity. And why do we put up with it? Because it's hard for human beings to move out of their comfort zone until the pain is too unbearable that they have to act. And then at that point, they typically act in the wrong direction. I just wish that human beings can learn to act before they get to that crisis pain point so that they can act in a more rational, constructive change paradigm rather than moving from one sick religion to another or one impositional tyrannical government to another. When you still have your mind with you, that's when you can think clearly and you can make decisions that are not going to be based out of emotional insanity. Yet we want to lecture the world about how they are violating human rights in their own countries, and yet we're putting masks on little kids, hurting their ability to have social development properly, nonverbal communication, proper development, breathing issues, a whole host of problems, sucking the joy out of life. S.L. Canthan online said, the commentator, says, U.S. foreign policy is amazingly versatile. In Syria, the U.S. arms and funds extreme fundamentalists who would chop the heads off of women for not wearing burqas. In Iran, the U.S. cries from women who don't want to wear a nominal hijab. Anything to topple a government. But that, in a nutshell, shows you what is wrong with our current state of affairs in politics. That our government has no underlying, religious consistency to its desire to impose itself and its ways around the world. They, for example, the D.C. permanent establishment, the bureaucracy that runs things no matter who you elect, they say, well, we're here because we're championing multiculturalism. We think we should hear representation from all racial groups. And they should all have a seat at the equity table, right? Unless you're Herschel Walker or if you're Clarence Thomas, then you're vilified as a monster beyond all dignity. You're called every name in the book. You're told you're stupid over and over and over again. You see it. The Democrats left are the worst at this. They just love calling conservative black people dumb and attacking them. Posting their address, whipping up lies and accusations. They love it. And then they say, well, we're also for the LGBTQ community. And then you see MSNBC host the other day saying, mocking, Lindsey Graham, saying that implying that he's gay. I'm no fan of Lindsey Graham, but you see every time their mask drops, when they're trying to deal with their obsession with winning and having power, you see what they really believe. They don't stand for black people if black people don't think the way they're told. They don't stand for, gay people if they don't think and speak the way they're told to. And just like in foreign policy, in Syria, the U.S. arms and funds these al-Qaeda and al-Nusra groups that are doing all these things to impose burqas and violent extremism onto the population. In Iran, they're supporting groups that are talking about burning hijab. They don't really have any principle except for their own psychopathic desire for power.